Hello and welcome to another one of these ADD videos. Today we're going to be discussing approximation. Calculus has many applications, specifically derivatives have many applications, and one of them is approximation. And we can use calculus to figure out things such as square roots or cube roots of numbers that aren't perfect squares or perfect cubes. Okay, so like the square root of 18 or the cube root of 26, which is close to a perfect cube, but not quite there. Okay, 27 is a perfect cube, or 16 is a perfect square. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using this formula here to approximate the value of, say, the square root of 17. Okay, where x will be the 17. A is going to be a number close to 17, but when I plug into my original function, is going to give me a whole number answer. So in this case, if I was using square roots in 17, 16 is a perfect square and close to 17. So I could use 16 as my A, and f of A would be the square root of 16, which would be 4. All this will be more apparent once you see the example. This is just kind of giving you a introduction, kind of getting your foot in the water to see how the water feels, So don't panic if you don't get it at first. Once you see it in action, it'll make all kinds of sense. Then that general function you're going to take the derivative of and plug in the value. So let's look at the steps a little bit more concretely, and hopefully at that point it'll make sense. So let's say we were given the square root of 17. What we would need to do is we would need to take the square root of 17 and convert it to a general function. So the square root of x would be your general function f of x. Then at that point you would need to pick a number that's close to 17, but when I plug into the square root of x, you're going to get a whole number answer. Well, 16 is a perfect square, so your a would be your 16. Okay, so you're going to pick an x value, a, 16, close to the original x. That gives you a whole number answer when you plug in. And that whole number answer is going to be your f of a. In this case, the square root of 16 is 4. So a and f of a was 4. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to take the derivative of the function, the general function from step 1, and then plug in your a to get your f prime of a. And finally, you plug and chug into that formula. All right, so again, general function, our example is square root of x. We're doing the square root of 17. Your a value close to 17 was 16, because when you plug in the square root, you're going to get a perfect square. And that's basically it. The steps are pretty repetitive. Once you get the hang of it, you'll see that this is not as bad as it probably seems at first. Check out the beginner example video where I actually do the square root of 17 approximation. So, as always, practice, practice, practice. That's the key to all of this. Most important thing you could possibly do, more than tutoring or watching videos, is doing problems on your own and checking your answers, making sure you are getting them right. But also check out the example videos. As always, pause the video and try to do the solution first, and then check your answer for best results. I hope I've clarified things for you enough to start doing these problems. Thank you and have a nice day.